I will never blot out the name of that person, the victorious person, from the book of life. Now, this is one of those texts we wish they'd left out of the Bible. Wait a minute, Jesus, you're saying to me, you've got this image of a book, and the book's got names in it. But just because the name is in it doesn't mean the name can't be taken out of it. Yikes. And you're saying, Jesus, the one who conquers, the one who's victorious, you'll never blot their name out. What about the ones who aren't victorious? The obvious implication is that the name can be removed. Again, this isn't because Jesus is just wanting to knock somebody around with the hammer of judgment. It's because he called his people to embody faithful works. And they've looked at him and said, we'd rather not. This book we often talk about in church, the book of life, the Lamb's book of life. You want your name in the book, and you do. We sometimes treat it like it's a record of your salvation or something like that. Like the pre-time record of salvation. You get converted because your name's in the book, right? But the way this text talks about it, and what some of the helpful commentators say, is that it's not so much a record of your conversion or your salvation as your perseverance. The book isn't a record of conversion, it's a record of perseverance. Why? Because some people don't persevere, and that's when their names come out of the book. So it's not a record of, well, I went to church that day, or I went to summer camp, or I went to the revival, or I went to the camp meeting, and I felt something, so I went down front, and I got saved, and I prayed the prayer, and I signed the card, and joined the church, and I'm good, right? It kind of sounds like that's what happened here. We're good, right? And if we're good, then, well, do we really have to join the Connect group? Or a serve team? I mean, I gave my life to Jesus 20 years ago. And Jesus wants to say to that posture, whether it's Sardis or whether it's American Christianity, wake up. Repent. Finish the work. The calling to Christian discipleship begins with a prayer of surrender. But the life of Christian discipleship is evidenced by perseverance, by continued engagement, by a life of witness, a life that manifests the works that Jesus has called us to do. Sardis, you got a church that's meeting. They're coming together. They're living in community, but they are not engaged. And Jesus says the consequence of that is that you won't be a church anymore. You won't be united to me anymore. It's not a done deal. There's no need to write to somebody who's already gone. He still holds them in his hand. And he desires for them to flourish and to be whole and to be well and to be engaged and to do the work he's called them to do. But it's hard to work with someone who refuses to work. Isn't it? You've probably worked with those kinds of people. Unrepentance is a matter of dire consequence. The fact that a name is in the book now is no guarantee that it will remain there, according to Jesus in Revelation 3. That's not meant to scare us, but it is meant to take Jesus seriously and to ask, what is it that he wants from us? What is it that he requires?